a breakdown of a Facebook ad, which made me $26,500 for about like a week's work in total. So this is a story of how somebody who wasn't doing much freelance copywriting at the time and somebody who didn't have much of a presence in the market managed to get the sort of traction with one single Facebook post that most people would dream of. So I'm going to go through the whole thing and figure out for you all the little psychological tricks. I'll try to fit in as many as I can and in shortest time as possible. So let's go and do that. I'm going to get rid of this thing. In fact, let's get rid of that altogether. So you see the post is here, and I can give you a link to this if you want. So this is basically, I use three major principles to build out this thing. But it is real simple stuff, as you can see here. There's no magical copywriting formula I created that works every time or something. Let's just go through this piece by piece. I'll show you how I put this together. The first thing is I wish I had a screenshot back when I posted this. I do change my profile pic now and then, but at the time I deliberately show my black and white full face shot. It's kind of my authority shot. Not sure if that makes a huge difference, but when you're posting for authority and looking for a client, then it's better to go with something like that than this nice picture of me and my wife here. So there's that. Then there's the timing of the post. You can't see what it is now. It's too long ago. 10:34 p.m. You can see it. So that's the sort of timing I usually go for a post like this. That's 10:34 p.m. Local Malaysian time, which is where I am at the moment. So that's early morning US, but not too early. It's mid morning on the eastern seaboard of the US, and it's mid afternoon in the UK. So that's important timing to get right there. It's a little late for Australia, which is where I come from, but I don't really get many Australian clients anyway. I usually target US or UK, Europe. So that's the timing of the post I chose deliberately for maximum exposure. Then I went and I used my major hook right up front, which is the Mind Valley name and what I do there, Chief Funnel Copywriter. So whatever your hook is, maybe you have some insane client results or you have some unique mechanism. Use that up front. Don't bury it later on in the copy, assuming that people are going to keep reading. That's my way of getting people to read. So then after that, I use some reason why copy. So anytime you write any copy, you've got to have a reason why it's not because you want to make money is not a good enough reason why. The reason why I've put in here is I just finished a big funnel in March, and I have some space to do another one in April, and it's actually not really a very good reason why. It doesn't really have to be. It just has to be a quick justification so that they don't get stuck on wondering why you have to prospect for work if you're so damn good. The bullet points here are damn simple. There's no magic bullet formula. I could certainly flesh these out if I wanted to, and if I was writing for a sales page, I probably would. But I just told the story, what I wanted to say, and it worked from there. So let's go through them one by one. Number one is just the fact that I prefer to write emails. I do pages and landing pages. I do VSLs and long form sales pages if you give me enough money. But really, I specialize in email copy because I like writing email copy. So that's what I wanted to get up front. Anyone who's looking for email copy to be written, specifically in a funnel, that's more than likely a client I want to work with. Number two, this one is to show that whatever funnel I build for you, it won't be my first time. It's not my first rodeo. It's not something I'm testing out. It's something that I've proven and rolled out, mostly for Mind Valley, but over the course of the last 12 months, including the project that I got from this one. I've done a bunch of them freelance as well. This is to show that not only is it not my first time, but I've gotten results as well. Tripled the revenue for Mind Valley in 2016 with the automated funnels. So that's credibility. Number 3 bullet point is also credibility. Been at this almost 15 years. Number 4 is pretty much repeating the same thing, but in a different way. So different things here will stand out to different people. Maybe some people are looking for someone to write a funnel for a launch, and they may mentally gloss over some of the other stuff like evergreen funnels, whereas someone who's looking for an evergreen funnel to be written may ignore the fact that I've done launches as well. And if you only include one or the other, if you include the fact that I've written seven-figure launches before and not evergreen funnels, people who are looking for an evergreen funnel may think I'm just a launch guy and may stop reading at that point. So I just wanted to cover both there. And of course, number 5 is for credibility as well. So the month before I wrote this, I'd actually spoken at the first Project Persuasion event, as it says there. And I wanted to make sure that the people who are reading this bullet point know that this is not a multi-speaker pitch fest with free entry that anyone and their dog is welcome to come to. This was a serious event only with top speakers invited by Mitch, just like this year's event. So I wanted to make sure they knew that was an event which would build up my credibility. Then I go into some takeaway selling because I've built up some credibility here. They know that if I work on their stuff, then it's going to work out well more than likely. But then I want to take it away, and I want to make sure that they know that I'm not just running around looking for anybody, the first person who will give me money, which is difficult because I'm prospecting for clients here. So if you're thinking logically about this, you're saying if you're so good, why are you prospecting for clients? So I have to use this to make sure that they know I'm not just after everyone. And then this isn't a $500 project, but I won't overprice it either. I just wanted to let them know that I'm not cheap. This is not going to be something that's done by a beginner. But I also want them to know I'll look after them on price as well. And then I specify who I'm looking for: smart entrepreneurs with established businesses, an advertising budget, appreciation for good copy. These are all very important things to anyone who might possibly I might possibly work with. And from there, I actually included this partial image of one of the funnels that I've rolled out many times, just so they can have a bit of a teaser there. And the rest of it was organic. I think I could do a lot better in building my relationships within the copywriting industry, but I just still got some great comments from other copywriters like Pete here, who isn't that well known, but I got a great comment from him, and he brought Trevor Crook into it, who was one of my main copywriting mentors, and he left a nice comment for me as well, so it's pretty cool. Some nice comments from other people as well. And it's not just them, it's people saying that they'll PM me, sent you a PM. All this stuff adds up to that social proof. What I ended up with was an inbox full of PMs. I was able to choose the project that I worked with, the client that I worked with. And the other result was a flow-on effect from other copywriters in the group. I ended up having 4 or 5 people actually approach me for copywriting coaching. It's completely out of the blue, even though I've never positioned myself as a coach. I've never looked really to take on coaching clients, but I actually managed to speak to 3 or 4 of them. I closed 3 people around this same time, each of them on 4 figures per month coaching deals. That was why, for very little work, I was actually able to make a decent amount of money, and this is strictly part-time. My focus was and still is with Mindvalley most of the day, but I still do this freelance. And it was hardly any work, and it really worked well. So you can duplicate this when you're looking for your own clients. And so if you like this, you're going to love what I'm covering at Mitch Miller's Project Persuasion event that's coming up in Thailand in less than a month as I record this. Here I am again. So yeah, Mitch Miller's second Project Persuasion event is going to be really awesome. Some of the stuff that I actually learned at last year's event, even though I was speaking at the event, I learned stuff at the last year's event, which led me to write this kind of post and led me to have results like this, which led to my contributed to my actual best month online ever, even though I'm still working for Mindvalley. So at the event, the other things I'm going to cover is things like one is how to create a list of 2 million raving fans. It's the surprisingly simple business model of Mindvalley. I've got an interesting experiment to take you through about how to sell your product for $1 and have people voluntarily pay you 5, 10, even 20 times that amount. They'll willingly pay you more than what you're asking for. I'm going to take you through some ask funnels that are so simple, even an 85-year-old old fart can build them. And I'm halfway there now, but anyone can do this. And I'm going to tell you how to build 7-figure businesses online, even if you've got a bunch of websites that are losing money. So that's very important as well. I'm going to break down some of my best campaigns and give you some juicy Mindvalley secrets that you can use right now to get more leads, sales, and profits. So if you want results like these and you want to find out more, click the link below this video, and I'll see you in Phuket in February.